Welcome back. Welcome back to the school. Like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Today is a study in cringe studies because this is very cringe-worthy. It is very cringe-worthy. Let me go ahead and roll the clip.
I gotta do that. Let her go. You want me to want to go to jail? You filming it, right? You video? Because you want to go to jail. I'm not touching nobody's kids. Yeah, my mother. I don't know if she videos this. I know, that's what I'm saying. You need to let her go. Where is her mother? Well, whoever she's with, where are they? Well, she is in the store. Hey, young lady, baby. Don't report her. That was her name. You don't know what she girl, you don't know what she's doing. Don't y'all do that to a little girl. Y'all don't know what she's supposed to do. Hey, calm down, breathe.
So as you can see, this girl is absolutely crashing out. I know she's young, but she can still crash out just like the rest of us. And you got a whole bunch of adults just standing around not doing anything. This girl is lashing out loudly but quietly at the same time. She's not saying a word. She's just walking around disrespecting everybody and the store at the same time. Just doing whatever the heck she wants. Because apparently you know she does that at home. You know she's definitely got away with this same crappy behavior at the house and nobody corrected it. They just stand around looking like, oh my God, what do we do? What do we do? What do we do? It's called being a parent. It's called you do something about it. Grow a pair of balls. You know, toughen up that vagina and go out there and do something. Be an adult. Handle this situation. Grab that kid by the hands. Maybe you need to slap the wrist. Maybe you ain't got to beat their ass, but you need to slap something. You ain't got to get the baby powder out and, you know, go boondocks on their ass. No, you ain't got to double kick, drop step them right there in the store, but it might make you feel that way. It made me feel that way, and I was just watching the video. I was triggered. We all know, and I'm pretty sure pretty much everybody who's watching this video or anybody that's close to you could never get away with something like that if they were a kid. Not saying that you want all kids to just face the wrath of God or the parents just because they do something silly. No. Some parents do take things too far. Let's not get that out of context either. But that is simply on the parents. They have allowed this behavior. Now they can say, oh, she just doesn't listen. You need to start making this kid listen. This is the reason why they don't have teachers at school. This is why they're getting dumber every year. This is why you got third graders who can't do math or read or write. Like, kids are getting stupid now. I don't know if y'all are paying attention or not. If they don't have a phone, they can't do anything. They can't function. It's like pulling a battery out of a freaking remote control car. It just stops. They stop. Pull the phone away and they just turn into a bot. It's scary. Do something about this. Most kids now, I'm telling you, their brains only operate on the cell phone. Whatever amount of battery life is in that phone is the only thing they got that's keeping their brain still moving throughout the day. Because once that battery runs out, they might as well take a nap and go to bed or whatever. Because there's nothing else that's going to keep them going. These kids are lashing out. You got parents who are over here trying to call it, I don't know if it's soft parenting or whatever, gentle parenting. Well, that needs to end for some of these kids. You can't gentle parent all of them. Some of them need to be more forceful because some kids just don't get it. I mean, we all had that friend or, knew that kid in class who just, unfortunately, they weren't going to get it until somebody whooped them, until they got a paddle, or until they went home and their daddy got a hold of them. Or even their mama or an auntie or something like that. Somebody lashed out on that booty. Just saying, it happened. And that's when they stopped acting out. At least temporarily, you got to do something. You can't just say, I'm going to send you to in-school suspension. That ain't no punishment. You can't just be like, you need to stop or go into timeout, be quiet for a few minutes. We're going to take your phone away for 30 minutes. We're going to put you in a dark room for half an hour. That ain't going to cut it, because they're going to come out crazier than ever. Just like this little girl here. Just a mess, man. Quick story time. When I was younger, I entered a golf tournament. I think I was around like 9, 10 years old, something like that. My dad and my oldest brother was out there, watching me play. And, I got off to a really good start. I felt all this pressure, when I first got there, because I was the token. I was only a black kid. I was out there trying to be the young Tiger Woods. I really wanted to go out there and show him up. Even though I was only like 9 or 10, I think the oldest player was like 13, which was quite the difference. If you know kids, that's quite the difference. But anyway, I went out there and I played. I was an okay golfer, but I was playing a hella front nine. And I played really well through 10 holes. And I was like impressed, feeling pretty good. And I had this tendency, even like now that I've gotten older, I had this tendency to Steph Curry, and I start to clown a little bit early, starting really feeling myself. I'm shooting threes, run away, no looks, run down the court, high-fiving folks, clowning, not really paying attention because I'm just having fun. But as soon as I went ahead and I hooked one heavy into the woods on around like the 12th hole, things started to change, and my score, and it started to rise. And in golf, that's not a good thing. When your score goes up, my temperature went up as far as like my attitude, my, temper tantrum that I was throwing was fueling. And I was pouring a lot more gasoline on the fire as I kept hitting more and more and more trees when I was in the woods. I didn't just hit myself back out in the fairway. I got reckless, got angry, blinded by the rage, and I lost myself. I was out there spiking my clubs, slamming them, out there just doing a whole bunch of unnecessary, angry kid temper tantrum stuff. Embarrassing when I think on it now, but it was part of growth. Because I remember my dad, who doesn't, he definitely wasn't one who was very physical or ever like, I got whooped once when I was young, I barely remember it, and he took care of me then. But other than that, he was more or less like, if he would give you the look. This day, he grabbed me. He grabbed my arm when I was out there. I was about to slam my club one more time, and I stopped. I stopped in my tracks. I felt fear. I felt the wrath of God in my father, because when he grabbed you, you realize there's a substantial increase in strength when you become a grown man. Like he had me, and all he had was my bicep. I was terrified. And all he did is he looked at me and he simply said, "You're acting like a nigga out here." And I got right. I got right immediately. I knew what he meant by that statement. We were surrounded by all these white people, not just to be like, oh, we got to act right in front of the whites, but it is kind of one of those settings, There are places where it's like, let's act appropriate here. Like, we ain't got to act like that, like I was. And he wasn't going to be out there embarrassed like that. No, sir. He made me understand the assignment. I understood the mission. You know what I'm saying? I knew what was on the table, and I acted right. I didn't play any better. My score was definitely trash by the end of the round. But yeah, I acted right. I definitely sucked it up, cleared up those tears, and I strutted those last couple holes with some form of dignity still left in me. But yeah, he wasn't playing any games. This is all parenting. Like, why are these people just standing around? They're just standing around traumatized like that. Those, oh my God. One girl, that woman, oh, I don't know if it's her mom or not, but she's out here screaming, you don't know what she's been through. I know what she hasn't been through. She hasn't been through enough physical beatings at the house on that butt. She ain't got enough belts to it. No switches. Something to make sure she doesn't act like that. Talking about we don't know what she's been through. I know one thing. Anything that she has been through has been under your watch. And the daddies who came up at the end after she finally started throwing bottles. Really? That's what broke the camel's back. The glass Welch's bottles breaking all over underneath the floor. The grape juice, not the grape juice. Really? Come on, man. Sad, man. Effing pathetic. This stuff ticks me off. Like, 'cause it's just negligence. This is what causes people to think that the parents aren't paying attention at home. Call CPS on the parents because the kids are just acting crazy. They go to school and they act crazy, and they call these parents, and they're going to be the first ones to defend them, saying, you don't know my child. Well, I know one thing, your child is a piece of shit. And if you don't do something about it, they're going to end up in the slammer getting slammed. Is that what you really want for their future? I don't think so. I don't think you want them in a cell next to somebody like Diddy. Or Queen Latifah characters in half the prison movies she was in. Them gangster females, the ones who really going through something about it, I don't think you want them to have that life. Ooh, I'm telling you, they rough. They crazy. Those aren't people you want to mess with either. Oh, no. You need to do something about your kids because they're terrible. Doing stuff like this. Then there's this other clip I found from another girl who was lashing at this other Walmart, like slapping, kicking her grandma.
Walmart, and I'm in Lewisburg. It is always something popping off. Now, I don't know what's wrong with... Oh, my God! No, she need her ass whooped. Because I don't know if it's that her grandma. But y'all, let me tell you something. I would take that little girl by her neck. What in the world is... She got to be on some medicine. It got to be something wrong with her. Y'all, do you see this? She made this mess, y'all, and they standing there letting her do it. And her grandma gonna have to pay for this. This girl is crazy. Do y'all see this? Oh my God! The last time I was here, a damn car came through the door, and now this little girl in here tearing up, and her grandparents letting her do it. I would not hurt the boy. Oh my God, y'all! Baby, give me the permission. Give me the permission, baby, honey. I would knock that purple shirt off her. You heard me? Oh my God! Oh my God! Y'all better get. Oh my! Y'all better. Who do she belong to? Oh Lord! Oh Lord! Oh no, darling!
You need a mama to beat your ass. What you need? Yes, ma'am. Beat your ass.
Oh my God! Oh my God! Where is her? Where is her parent, y'all? Y'all better get the authorities out here, boy. I would beat the...
Like, when I see this, like this girl's over here slamming stuff at folks, throwing items, cussing at these adults. Now that kid, they might need some baby powder and some duct tape because you need to get that mouth right. As they used to talk about getting that dishwasher, dishwash and go out there and really washing their mouth out with soap. That's what they need to do. They need to take the whole bottle of Dawn and just go ahead and just swirl that thing up in there and bubble it up. Waterboarder with the Dawn. Now that sounds like some crazy stuff like Mike's talking about beating and killing kids. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about necessary discipline. I think some people need hands put on them for them to start acting properly. Not saying you go to the abuse category, but there is a line and a threshold I believe you can get to that is very effective. Just saying, why did it work back in the 90s, 2000s, early on, obviously well before that, and it's just not going to work anymore? Not saying it worked for everybody because now, oh my God, I'm traumatized. I got all this mental depression and anxiety and stuff because my parents used to give me beatings because I used to break everything in the house. No, you needed that beating. That's why you don't do crazy stuff now. Yeah, you might have, shook for a while. And I mean, that's not a good thing. It's not. That's not always a good thing because that is trauma. But I'm saying every now and then that's a little bit okay. For a kid to be a little bit, afraid of their parents is all right. There's such thing as healthy fear, I believe. And you need to have some of that. Like, I just don't need to be tripping because I'm going to face consequences. I don't want to face those. The last time my daddy whipped my ass, it hurt. I don't want that to happen again. So instead of robbing that store, I'm going to stay in the car. Actually, I'm not going to be with you guys. I don't know. That's just, whoo. I'm telling you, like, how do you, just look at those messes. Like, go back to the video clips and just look at the messes that's just in the stores. Now those parents and people are now responsible for paying for those items. They probably ain't even got that money. Probably ain't barely even got a dime. It's a shame you're broke and you can't discipline your kids. I mean, how horrible is that? Now you should feel shame when you're over there looking at your children. You should feel shame when you're looking at your family. I don't know. It's a failure on all sorts of different levels. It just is. But once again, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you ever want to hear any more on this or some, subjects like this, then please let me know in the comments. I like comments. They're great. Y'all are great. Let's get them numbers up. See you soon.